Hello, my name is Stefan Levy. I'm coming from KillCrohnsFoundation.com. I'm just about to conduct an interview with Mandy here on her experience with Crohn's. So Mandy, when were you initially diagnosed with Crohn's disease?
I was 16 years old, and yeah, I was in Credit Valley Hospital.
Credit Valley Hospital. Okay, so that's
Right.
about roughly was it 5, 6 years ago?
Yeah,
If I'm
6
right?
years ago, yeah.
Six.
6 years ago.
When you were initially diagnosed, I guess, with Crohn's disease, were you pretty surprised that you had it?
Not really, actually. It kind of like almost made everything that I'd grown up with make more sense. Like when I was growing up, I'd always complain about being sick to my stomach. No one believed me. Everyone thought I was like this huge problematic child who faked illness all the time to get out of school, like especially in elementary school. And like I remember like being in grade 1 and getting my first ultrasound and being so excited, but then like nothing would come up from ultrasounds with Crohn's disease. And then yeah, so when they told me it was Crohn's disease, it made me feel better that knowing that like I did actually have something wrong with me and it wasn't just all in my head.
Yeah, so it was better that I guess you were officially diagnosed and
Yeah.
you weren't just looking like a psycho person.
I was so happy to be diagnosed, but I did not realize how different my life was supposed to become.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I was like, yes, I can leave the hospital. I've been here for like a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, yeah, I can go home. Like, I didn't realize that Crohn's was like, okay, like your life's just about to change. Like, you're going to be taking some serious medicines. And
Yes, yes, it is. It is definitely a life-changing experience. Like initially formally diagnosed with Crohn's, like what were the symptoms you were actually feeling?
I just woke up one day and took a sip of water, and like as soon as I swallowed, like after that, I was like, okay, that hurts. That's really weird. And then I kind of let it go, and then a couple more days went by, and the same pain was there. It got a little bit worse, so I went to see my doctor, and they said, oh yeah, it's probably stomach ulcer. And then I got put on ulcer medicine. Nothing was happening. I had a fever, so my mom said, okay, we're going to go to the hospital. They admitted me for a couple days, but my inflammation level was only 21, so they said, okay, it's just probably a flu, so take her home. I went home for about 5 more days, maybe 6. I was literally still not eating, still not drinking, just kind of laying and sleeping. Like my mom would try and bring me like my favorite foods. I wouldn't even eat potato chips. Like I just wouldn't, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they brought me back to the hospital. And that's when my inflammation was 58, and everyone started taking me like more seriously. It's like, hey, something's seriously wrong. Like we need to figure this out.
Wow. So during this time, obviously, there's probably next to no chance you were probably eating during this time. So how much weight do you think you approximately lost during that time period?
That time maybe just 10 pounds. 10
Oh, really?
pounds, like fluctuating a little bit. Yeah,
Oh.
maybe 10.
Okay, yeah, you're actually pretty good. I remember with me, I think I lost about like 40 pounds.
Yeah.
it was quite quick, but yeah, you didn't lose too much weight actually.
Well, they gave me morphine like throughout my whole hospital stay. So like literally like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they'd bring me some morphine so I could eat food.
Oh, okay.
Because I wasn't really experiencing like the common Crohn's symptoms. That's why like it was kind of the last thought in everyone's mind that I had Crohn's disease. It was, oh, her stomach's hurting, maybe something's wrong in her stomach. Not nothing wrong with her gut. Sort of thing.
Oh, okay, so I guess they probably had a different diagnosis of what it really was, or
yeah, or they thought, yeah.
Okay, I understand. So how has this disease like emotionally and mentally like affected you? 'Cause I know you have to go through a lot of psychological effects. Obviously, having Crohn's disease, sometimes you have basically it's a fluctuating way of health. Basically, sometimes you're healthy and sometimes you're just not.
In high school, it was kind of hard because like everyone's going through like their high school times, right? So when I went on prednisone, like I got big in the face, all the typical side effects with prednisone, and just people didn't understand. I'm not saying people were mean to me. I'm just saying that they definitely looked at me different. And I was in and out of the hospital for most of grade 12, so like I lacked making those long-term high school friendships. I have some friends from high school still, but I reconnected with them after high school. I can't say there's too many people from high school that like would still couldn't say, oh yeah, they're my best friends. Like we've been friends since high school.
So did you feel isolated because of it, basically?
I did at the time, but I also had a boyfriend who was in college, so like it wasn't too bad. Like I had somebody, right?
Okay.
So.
Okay, that's definitely good. I was just gonna ask, how was your professional career or your school career been affected with Crohn's disease? Because a lot of time you're sick and you have to miss time with work or school. So how's that affected you?
School, in high school was kind of bad. Like I was hospitalized a lot of grade 12. I had some really amazing supportive teachers at Meadowvale. Miss Coulthard was like my biology teacher. She was amazing. Is like honestly, like I passed biology with like an 85, and only because she was so understanding. Let me rewrite tests, extended assignment due dates. Like she took me seriously, which was awesome. And in work, at the time I was working for the state of Mississauga at the snack bar, so it was okay. Like they didn't really get mad, punish me, take away hours. They just said I need a doctor's note. So then I got documentation that I was sick. Okay. Same with like now I have documentation that I'm sick.
So I guess your employers are pretty understanding, because I know some people with Crohn's, it's like even come with the documentation, their employers really don't care. And I guess because it's not well known, unfortunately, that's a bit of a problem with some people. Yeah. So that's actually pretty good that they've been pretty understanding. So as you know, I mean, with Crohn's, you have to have major like lifestyle changes in all sorts of different aspects. What are one of the lifestyle changes you would say that you've had with Crohn's disease?
I didn't really do a lifestyle change in the beginning. The beginning, I just sort of took the medicine and hoped for the best. I was 16, 17. I was naive.
Yeah.
And then obviously I reaped the rewards of that and had to have a small bowel resection because of my poor choices in diet, aggravating my intestines and causing an abscess. But then after I had my surgery and I was in remission, I still didn't really do anything differently. If anything, I kind of went backwards. I got a little bit worse. I was like, yeah, I'm free. Like, yeah. So, but now,
get out of jail card.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You're like, yeah, no more medicine, no more doctors. And now that it's kind of like I'm teetering between having it again, I've started to eat way better, cut out like fake sugars, cut out just like fast food. I don't eat really fast food. I cut out pop. Just things that generally you shouldn't be eating, and especially with people with sensitive guts.
Like, what's the longest that you've not eaten, period, with Crohn's?
Not eaten, period? Probably only like 4 days, because like, I eat no matter what they tell me to. Like, I've been like hospitalized and they're like, yeah, you're on a liquid diet. So like, unless the hospital is like literally just bringing me liquids and I have no other food source, then yeah, I'll still eat.
Well, just say not eat. Just say liquid diets. Only 4 days for you?
Yeah, 4 days.
Wow, okay.
After my surgery, they wouldn't let me eat for 4 days, and then I begged them, and they gave me some cheese, which was nice. Yeah. It's like the first meal ever. I was like, oh, I'm never going to say cheese is gross again.
I got it. You've had it all right. Most of the medications, though, they have some pretty scary side effects, like prednisone. Some people have the moon face, or me, I remember, like I said, I started growing hair at some ridiculous rate. I felt like I was Wolverine or something all over again. What are some of the side effects that you've had with some of the medications?
Like I said, in high school, I got that moon face. I wish I had a picture of it. It was bad. I show people, and they're like, that's not you. And I'm like, yeah, that was me. And I had the hair growth thing. It was so terrible. I was like, girls don't get facial hair. Like, what is happening? Like, my face, like my arms, and everything. I was like, hey, this is not okay. I had my immune system suppressed. So I got really, really sick really easily, which was terrible, because if you get like bronchitis, you have to go on medicine for bronchitis. But like the reason you got bronchitis is because you're taking a drug for Crohn's disease. I lost a little bit of hair, nothing crazy, but my hair like used to be really, really thick and nice, and now it's just thin, and it's never going to change. And I think that's a permanent thing because of all the medicine I've had to take. Probably had some bone density issues because of Entacort and Imurin, both affect bone density.
So are you currently on any of the medications right now, or no?
I'm on one. Just like a couple weeks ago, my doctor told me she thinks I have GERD, which is esophagus reflux disease, which is basically a long word to say that you're sensitive to the digestive acids in your stomach, which is what everyone needs to digest food. So she put me on Tetra or something like that, and that's just basically to help me numb the pain of digestion, which is really weird to say. Like, okay, yeah, you can eat, but like your body doesn't want you to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How long? Since you mentioned that you had the small bowel resection surgery before, right?
Yeah.
How long did you think it actually took you to heal? Because I know with me they've said 6 to 8 weeks, and I've partially healed. I've healed enough to do something decently, but definitely not 100%, 110%. So how about you?
It took 4 months. That includes like my actual like incision to heal up because it got infected. I was back at the gym at the end of January, so that's like 2 months. And They said 6 to 8 weeks as well. So that is about 8 weeks back to gym. They also told me though that my abs would never recover. So they told me my abs would only ever get to 80%. So that was kind of upsetting for me because I'll never have as good as abs as I could want. Sort of thing.
Okay, so like, do you feel like you've got like surpassed that, or no?
I went to physio actually to help me like recover on my abs because like I was finding it really hard to like contract the deep layers like your obliques, and I definitely can see improvements now. So that's good.
Okay. What has Crohn's disease, I guess, taught you about life? Does it make you appreciate life more? I mean, what has it basically taught you about life actually?
That's not fair. Life sucks. I'm just kidding. No. But it just really like comes down to dealing with the cards you're dealt. I mean, everyone's got a bad thing happening in their life, so I don't try to look at it as like, oh, I have Crohn's disease, this sucks. I want to like educate people, like, this is Crohn's disease, this is what I have, and yeah, it does suck, but I'm living with it and I'm coping. Just like if you meet someone with HIV, right? They're living with it, they're coping, and it sucks, but they're dealing. So like, I kind of don't want people to think, I don't want people to feel sorry for me, like at all. It's like, no, I'm okay, like really. I want people to just understand when I do say, you know, like I don't feel good or whatever. It's not just, oh, she just has a stomach flu. Like suck it up. It's like no. Like it hurts, and like I'm not just saying it hurts.
Yeah, that's a
compassion.
That's the misconception. A lot of people just think it's stomach flu or something like that. They don't know it's like your intestines are narrowing or eating themselves out, basically.
Yeah, and it hurts. People are like, yeah, it's just, no, like my stomach hurts and it's a stomach pain and it's deadly and it's like, oh my god, and I can't do anything. That's the worst. Like,
yeah, it's very debilitating.
Take some Tylenol. Has anyone ever tried to take Tylenol for like a headache? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And they're like, no, you can't take Advil. And I'm like, okay. I'll just sit here then. Like,
oh man. So what do you think? Do you think this disease is? Well, like I guess you previously mentioned, you think this disease is pretty relatively unknown. So what do you think needs to be done to raise awareness for this disease?
Honestly, I just think people need to be like, okay, well, everyone poops, and I poop more than you, and that's the end of that. Like, that's just it. People don't want to tell anyone because it's like admitting, like, okay, I have to poop 10 times a day, and you only have to poop once a day. And it's like embarrassing, and I'm like, I'm not embarrassed of it anymore because it's like, I go to a doctor, and he goes like, so how have your bowel movements been? Like, I'm literally sitting down and talking to someone about how many times I've pooped. Like, who cares? I took a crap. There we go. Like, I just think people need to understand that. You know what I mean? Like, if people were less like, oh my god, like it's about like this sort of thing. It's about our guts. It's about our large intestines. If people were less scared about talking about that, I think more people would know about Crohn's disease.
So you think the people that have Crohn's need to be more like more sharing, I guess?
Like some people, some people don't want to tell anyone because like, well, what is it? Well, what is it? Like, literally, our main side effect is that. That we go to the bathroom more. Obviously, there's pain, there's the medicine, but the number one is that. Or you don't go at all, which is even worse. And, yeah.
Well, side effects are a little different. Like, I know personally with mine, like, I don't really, I was actually usually constipated.
Yeah, so it's opposite.
Constipated, but I had extreme pain with it. So everyone's different, which, that's what makes Crohn's sort of unique in that way, because everybody has such different side effects. But you are right, I don't think enough people like to share the fact that they have Crohn's. Maybe they feel personally embarrassed.
I'm not even embarrassed of it anymore. Like, I actually, in my back of my car, I have a little thing that says, like, I'm speeding because I have to poop. I'm not even joking.
That's funny, actually.
I'm like, okay, like, sure. I'll, like, tell anyone about it. Like, I just don't care anymore. I'm kind of just like, okay, well, I have Crohn's disease. You can go Google it. I tell people to Google it because it's just, like, easier to research it themselves.
Okay. I think that's pretty much all the questions I've had to ask you. So thank you for sharing your time and doing this interview. Please remember to visit www.killcrohnsfoundation.com. Follow me on Instagram as well, which is Kill Crohn's Foundation. And that's it. Have a nice day.
Remember, everybody poops.